Geir Lundestad, I suppose that you have already been in contact with the this year's Peace Prize laureates. What?
No, we haven't actually.
You haven't?
No.
So you don't know their reaction?
We felt that if we called Malala in advance, the news would become known immediately. So we made no effort to get in touch with her. We tried to get in touch with Satyarthi, but it didn't work out. So we have not actually spoken with either of the laureates.
So you don't know what their reactions will be? They will be contacted by international journalists, of course.
We will get in touch with them as soon as we can, sometime later today.
Do you think that this year's decision by the Nobel Committee will be characterized as a non-controversial decision?
Well, in a Scandinavian context, this will of course be non-controversial. But there's a big world out there, and child labor exists in many different forms in many different countries. We are moving in the right direction. I mean, the number of child laborers is going down, fortunately. But I think in India and Pakistan, for instance, I think the official response will be positive. I mean, they will be pleased that they finally have a Nobel laureate. But there will be many economic interests in these two countries and in many other countries, in Asia and Africa in particular, where this will be seen as a troublesome prize.
How will you characterize personally this year's prize?
Well, it puts together certain dimensions which have been there in our history but have not been presented together as they have been this year. I mean, this is a human rights prize.
A humanitarian prize.
Yes, exactly. It's a combination of a human rights prize and a humanitarian prize with very clear political undertones. I mean, India and Pakistan, Hindu, Muslim. So there are many dimensions, none of them entirely new, except that the combination may be felt as a fresh and new one.
You have been close to the committee as the director of the Nobel Institute and as secretary. You are also the secretary of the Nobel Committee. How difficult do you think that this year's process has been?
It is always difficult because there's a tremendous sense of responsibility. I mean, when the chairman steps up to the microphone and announces this name, we must have done our homework. I mean, we must have worked this through in many different ways. We had 278 candidates, which is the highest number we've ever had. So the committee took its time. We had 7 meetings, but we always take the time available. No decision should be made until at the final meeting. We did reach a decision fairly late, but we're happy with the outcome.
The Nobel Peace Prize is by far the world's most prestigious and the most important peace prize among well, somebody say about 300 peace prizes in the world. What kind of impact do you think that this year's decision will have on that image for the prize?
I mean, there are many who seem to think that the Nobel Peace Prize is some sort of magic wand. I mean, you wave it, and whatever problem we have tried to address will be solved. Of course, this is impossible. I mean, 5 unknown Norwegians cannot really change history in any dramatic way. We are normally talking about long processes, and doing away with child labor is a very long historical process. The world has actually made very substantial progress. I mean, the number of people in child labor has gone down dramatically in the last couple of decades. We hope that this prize can speed up this process somewhat.
As regard to the prize to Malala, what kind of signal do you think that this decision by the committee will send to the Muslim world?
Well, we hope that the signal will be the emphasis on education. Education for girls. I mean, that is her primary cause. That is what she has been talking about all the time. And we think this is a very important part of the wider message which is presented by Satyarthi. But I think she has become a very forceful spokesperson for girls' education. And if she can, if she can speed up this process, and I'm sure she will, I mean, this is a tremendous achievement in itself.
The first Nobel Peace Prize was awarded in 1901. And since that, there's been many successful prizes, and the committee has been criticized several times. What is the most successful prize during these more than 100 years, and which prize should never have been awarded at all?
I mean, the first part is easy. I think to kind of overstate the argument just a little bit, that our most successful prizes have been our most controversial prizes. The prize to Karl von Ossietzky, who was the symbol of resistance against Hitler, very controversial. The king didn't come to the award ceremony. 2 members left the committee. Huge debate in Norway, all over Europe. The awards to Sakharov and to Walesa, very unpopular in the Kremlin. And of course, Dalai Lama and Liu Xiaobo, quite unpopular in Beijing. So there's nothing wrong with controversy as long as the prize addresses the most important principles for the committee. This does not mean that all controversial prizes are successful, but I think this is our honor roll in a certain sense.
Some people say that giving a Nobel Peace Prize to a young woman like Malala would be like hanging a milestone around her young neck. What do you think?
Well, we waited. We did not give Malala the Nobel Peace Prize last year. The committee took its time. We have seen her in action throughout the world, and the committee has been remarkably impressed by how she has been able, despite her young age, to speak up and have a tremendous impact. I mean, we see it all the time. People are moved. They are incredibly moved by Malala. So we took our time, but we are very optimistic that this will work out well. But of course, it's true. I mean, she's a girl. She's 17 years old, and this will dramatically change her life, and we hope for the better.
And this must be a great ceremony on December the 10th.
Yes, we should have a ceremony with a lot of color, with different kinds of music, and bringing together various cultures. So I think it will be a big event, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Lundestad.
Thank you.